Okay, let's set the scene. You've got Kolkata, right? A city that absolutely lives and breathes football. So when the news breaks that Lionel Messi, I mean the GOAT himself, is coming to town, it's not just big news, it's like everything. A dream come true for a city that treats football like a religion. But that dream, well, it turned into an absolute nightmare.
And this right here, this quote from an angry fan, Ajay Shah, really just says it all, doesn't it? I paid Rs 5,000 for the ticket and came with my son to watch Messi, not politicians. Wow. I mean, that just perfectly sums up the heartbreak, the frustration that just exploded that day. It's what happens when this pure love for a legend crashes head-on with some serious mismanagement.
So before everything just fell apart, you have to understand the hype. The GOAT India Tour 2025 was being called this huge historic moment. I mean, can you imagine? Your hero, the one and only Messi, in your city? The excitement was just electric, totally off the charts.
And people were ready to do whatever it took to be there. Tickets were going for as much as 10,000 rupees. I mean, just think about that for a second. For a lot of folks, that's an entire month's salary. All for this one single, once-in-a-lifetime chance. So yeah, they packed the stadium, ready for a day they would never, ever forget. Although, it turned out to be for all the wrong reasons. And just like that, what was supposed to be this amazing celebration of football, it just descended into total chaos. And it happened fast. All that incredible energy, poof, gone.
Seriously, look at this timeline. It shows you just how fast everything went south. 11:30 a.m., Messi arrives. By 11:40, just 10 minutes later, the crowd is already getting restless, chanting, "We want Messi." By noon, it's absolute mayhem. And the craziest part, Messi was on the field for less than 25 minutes in total.
So first, it was just this wave of pure frustration. People were promised a lap of the stadium, a chance for Messi to wave, to acknowledge them. When he turns back halfway through, you can just imagine the disappointment. The crowd surges forward, desperate for even just a quick look. And that disappointment, it didn't last long. It turned into pure, raw anger. People felt cheated, And that's when things got ugly. Bottles, plastic chairs, they started flying from the stands onto the field.
From there, the anger just escalated into full-on vandalism. We're talking sponsor banners getting ripped down, seats being broken, barricades breached. It got so out of control that riot police actually had to come in to try and get things back in order.
Okay, so the big question is, how did it get to this point? Why did a dream event spiral into this kind of disorder? And let me tell you, it was about way more than just Messi's short appearance. The real reasons, they go a lot deeper. All right, let's break this down. It really comes down to this huge gap between what was promised and what was delivered. On one hand, you have the fans' expectation, a chance to see a global icon, a huge celebration of football. And then you have the reality. Views totally blocked by VIPs and security, no basic stuff like drinking water, just a poorly managed, chaotic mess. And the former India international footballer Mehtab Hossain, he was there, and he just hit the nail on the head with this. He said the influential people just wanted a photo op, but the people who paid big money, they're the ones who truly love Messi from the heart. And that's the core of the problem right there, isn't it? A clash between genuine fans and a VIP culture that was all about status. But even in the middle of all that ugliness, there was this one little act of kindness that really stands out. So Mehtab Hossain, he had this Messi signed jersey, right? I mean, a priceless souvenir. But he sees this young fan, just a kid, crying his eyes out because he couldn't get a glimpse of his hero. So what does Hossain do? He gives the kid his own signed jersey. Just an incredible moment. So after the chaos comes the aftermath. And you can bet the search for who was responsible started immediately. Everyone wanted answers.
And pretty quickly, all eyes landed on this guy, Satadru Datta, the main organizer. Now, he's not new to this. He's been bringing football stars to India for about a decade. But this Messi tour was his most ambitious project ever. Someone described him as the place where global ambition meets local realities. And boy, on this day, those realities really came crashing down.
And the consequences were pretty serious. Datta was actually detained by the police. An official investigation was launched, and of course, they had to promise to refund all that ticket money to thousands of really angry fans. The whole thing was such a mess that even the big-name guests like Shah Rukh Khan and Sarv Gungali, they couldn't even participate as planned.
But here's where the story gets really interesting.
The tour wasn't cancelled. After the complete mess in Calcutta, Messi's next stop was Hyderabad, and what happened there? Well, it was like night and day.
I mean, look at this. The difference is just wild. In Kolkata, you had chaos, anger, vandalism, and Hyderabad, a super well-managed event. The stadium was packed with happy fans. Messi was actually out there participating in a penalty shootout, doing clinics with kids. It was basically everything the Kolkata event was supposed to be.
And you could even see the difference in Messi himself. In Hyderabad, he was relaxed, he was smiling. He even spoke to the crowd through a translator, saying how happy he was to be there and feel all the love. It just goes to show you, with the right management, the dream was possible.
So what's the takeaway from all this? The Kolkata incident is just a massive cautionary tale. It really leaves us with this one big question, doesn't it? When you have this huge global ambition clashing with local realities, who's the one that ends up paying the price? Well, as thousands of fans in Kolkata found out the hard way, it's almost always the people who cared the most to begin with.